The nation's long web of interstates provided the perfect hunting ground for the prey. He preyed on hitchhikers wandering the roads. He held them captive, then tortured them. When that didn't satisfy his warped cravings, he killed instead.
Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all? I told you. I said, truckers, the FBI already knows, bro. They already know, bro. Yeah, see that? They already know. So when I say, I mean, you just say, it's real, bro. It's real.
Across the nation, a serial rapist targeted unsuspecting women. It was only a matter of time till his dark urges raged out of control and led him to murder. He followed a path so random, it was impossible to trace. And all that tied him to his crimes were his access to the highways and a bizarre sexual fetish. I'm Jim Kallstrom, former head of the FBI's New York office. When investigators believed the suspect had committed dozens of murders, the FBI was determined to put the brakes on his nationwide rampage.
February 5th, 1990. On a road in Houston, Texas, 18-year-old Nicole Tuttle desperately tried to flag down passing motorists.
Wow.
Someone finally stopped for the bruised and bleeding woman. The driver took her to the closest phone to call police. At the Houston police station, Nicole told officers that she'd been kidnapped and assaulted, but she'd managed to escape. Her ordeal began in California 1 week earlier. On January...
In California, that means that's 1,500 miles, maybe 1,000 miles away. Come on, bro. I hope ain't, yeah. That's why they can't find these dudes, bro. They couldn't find them for years. For years, bro.
January 29th, she hitched a ride from a trucker at a rest stop. He said his name was Dusty and that he was headed east through Arizona. After a few hours on the road, she fell asleep in the back compartment of his truck. It seemed that was exactly what he was waiting for. He climbed in back and overpowered her. Before she was fully awake, he chained her to the walls and gagged her with a horse bit. The trucker whipped her.
This is this is the worst thing that could ever happen to a person. And I be telling people, "Oh man, yeah, you know, you're on the road. Someone can mess with you." Nobody wants to get in your back of the truck. You don't know what's in those dudes. What's in those trucks? First of all, he had the freaking chains already on the walls. What? He already had the freaking chains ready to go. That means he was just waiting. He was just waiting for something like that to happen.
And pierced her with pins and fish hooks. He also sodomized her. Nicole told police that she was chained inside the cab for 6 days.
6 days.
Her ordeal didn't end there. Inside his Houston apartment, the trucker allowed her to bathe, then chained her to the bed and her again. She watched helplessly as he approached her with a straight razor. He pressed the blade close to her scalp and began to slice off her hair. After 3 hours, he forced her back into the truck. This time, he failed to bind her. When they stopped at a brewery, he left her alone as he walked inside to sign for his new freight.
This fool took the girl to the shipper. What? That means all the times we're in a shipper or a freaking receiver, we don't know what these truckers have in the back. You can have women in kennels just chilling. That is insane, bro. Just insane.
You were in the truck?
Nicole knew this might be her only chance.
Where did you?
She ran for it, still wearing a dog leash around her neck.
A dog leash.
Houston police stopped a trucker in the area whose rig fit Nicole's description.
Hey, Nick.
She said he was not the man who attacked her.
Man, no.
A background check revealed no outstanding warrants or convictions, so police released the trucker. Nicole told the officers to stop searching. She was too frightened to testify against her attacker. She just wanted to go home to California.
Why you leave California? Come on.
On
man.
February 5th, the same day that Nicole escaped, another young woman was on the highway thumbing for rides. Just 15 miles away in Pasadena, Texas, 14-year-old Regina K. Walters was running away with her new boyfriend. Her parents were divorced, and Regina usually stayed with her father in Houston. She'd been visiting her mother for a few days when she fled and began hitchhiking. Whether she was following the lead of her new teenage boyfriend or just testing her independence, a trucker soon stopped for the pretty young girl. Regina's mother, Carolyn Walters, was a single mom who worked long hours as a department store clerk. When she came home from work, she was surprised to find her daughter was not home.
Regina.
Oh my.
Her daughter did not answer.
Regina.
She didn't do that dang on laundry. I tell you what, she didn't do that laundry. That's the problem. She didn't want to have to do laundry and do the kitchen. And she done went in the streets. And then you ran into a trucker. Man, I be telling y'all, bro. These truckers are weird, bro. They're weird, man. You think, oh, man, that you don't know that? And then now women are driving around to it this. Women can tell you all the weird things that come from men truckers, bro. It's weird, bro. It really is.
Found no notes and saw no other signs that her daughter had been back to the house. She checked the answering machine, but Regina had left no messages.
First of all, look how big that that freaking machine for messages are. That thing it looks like a freaking PlayStation. That's insane, bro.
Friends and Regina's father in Houston from the girl. The distraught mother reported her daughter as a missing person to Pasadena, Texas police. She spoke with a detective from the juvenile section, providing the officer with Regina's description. Her 14-year-old daughter was about 5 feet tall, weighed 95 pounds, and had long, curly brown hair.
And she's in the streets.
The detective asked Carolyn what steps she had taken so far to find her. Carolyn had posted missing persons flyers, but no one had yet responded.
She already know.
The worried mother hadn't heard from her daughter since they argued 2 nights before. At 9:30 that night, Regina told her mother she was going to visit a friend.
I just think you ought to stay home tonight.
When Carolyn objected, the girl insisted she would be right back.
Regina, what?
Against her better judgment, Carolyn relented, trusting.
See, this is why you're supposed to be beating your kids, bro. This is the timeout thing doesn't work. Because, okay, let's say she popped her. Gave her a spanking. What you think the trucker was gonna do when she got on the road? Come on, man. It's insane. Where are you going? You know? It's a dirty game when you get out in the road. That's the real life, bro. That's real how people are. They can do anything they want to you when no one's watching.
That Regina would call if she stayed out later. Though the young teen had a history of running away, she always returned on her own.
Anybody about her parents or where she is right now?
Her mother believed this time was different.
Does she have a boyfriend?
Pasadena, Texas police detective Suzanne Jackson of the Juvenile Division was assigned the case. She understood Carolyn's concern.
That computer, boy.
Several days passed, and Regina would normally call her mom when she would leave home and let her mother know that she was okay and that she was just out. She would be back when she was ready to come home, and she had not done that.
Carolyn posted more flyers at the convenience store close to her house. She held out hope that her daughter was unharmed.
She knows it's done, bro.
Maybe she was simply staying with a friend. Along with Regina's photo and description, Carolyn offered a reward for information on her daughter's whereabouts. 5 days after Regina's disappearance, Carolyn received a phone call. Carolyn immediately called police. The following day, a second caller gave Carolyn the address of an apartment where he had seen Regina at a party 2 days before. When police arrived, no one answered.
Okay.
See, this is.
Manager told them the apartment was rented to a man named Billy Wayne Gibbs. The next morning, the detective told her colleagues about the case. She mentioned she was looking for Gibbs in connection with Regina's disappearance.
Gibbs.
She was also looking for two others, a woman named Urena and a man named Ricky. She didn't know their last names. To her surprise, the officers did. Billy Wayne Gibbs had a girlfriend named Urena Sweet and a friend named Ricky Lee Jones. The three were wanted in connection with an auto theft. Units were dispatched to Gibbs' apartment to wait for his return.
Yeah, it's over.
Officers
He on the
patrolled
road.
the nearby road. After several hours of surveillance, they picked up 17-year-old Gibbs and his girlfriend Urena near his apartment.
That's a mess.
Police handcuffed the young couple and brought them to the station for questioning. The third suspect, Ricky Lee Jones, was still at large.
This is the problem y'all gotta understand. Y'all are running around doing nothing. Do people like that, they look for people like that.
He told police that Ricky and Regina were in love and planned to run away to Mexico where Ricky had relatives. The detectives suspected that 18-year-old Jones had another reason for leaving town. If he were caught with Regina, he could be charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Regina was 14, and they obviously were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. When they saw the flyers that the mother had left out with reward on her location, they decided it would be best to leave the area so they wouldn't be caught. And that's when they decided to leave the area, hitchhike to Mexico.
Hitchhike. And where are they gonna hitchhike with? In a truck. God, bro. I've never, ever taken a freaking hitchhiker. Ever, bro.
She also fed Regina's description into the NCIC, the National Crime Information Center, a database listing both victims and criminals nationwide. If Regina were located by any police department in the country, Pasadena, Texas police would be notified. Until then, with no known address or vehicle, it would be difficult to find the pair. 15 miles away, Houston police interviewed Jerry Walters, Regina's divorced father. He told them he had received a disturbing call on his unlisted home number on the evening of March 17th. The conversation was brief, and Walters did not recognize the caller's voice.
He at the crib chilling.
The man asked, "Are you Regina's father?" When Walters replied yes, the man told him he knew where to find Regina. He said she was in a loft of a barn, and that there had been some changes.
Dang.
He had cut the girl's hair. Regina's father asked if she was dead or alive. The caller hung up without answering.
Come on, man. A weird soul trucker. Oh, I messed up the words. Solo trucker, bro. Do you understand? A solo trucker that's doing this, bro. And the truth is, I'm not even going to make it a series, but do you understand there are more of these? There's other documentaries about truckers doing this. And I've told y'all a million times, I said, yo, truckers got a lot of problems, man. Or people with problems come to our industry. You understand? It's a place to be able to do this. Because the truth is, you're around all the time. Or you're not all the way around. You're both. Sometimes you're here, sometimes you're not. You don't know who's coming into your city. When you see trucks, most people look at the truck like it's nothing. But that's a whole life in there. You don't know who's in the back of that truck. Who's stuck in that truck. You have no idea. No idea. You know how many times someone even said, "Is anybody in the back with you?" And then he says no. You just don't freaking know, bro.
Detective Jackson asked Southwestern Bell to trace the call. The company told her it would take several days. Police would simply have to wait. Aside from the phone records, the trail of the missing 14-year-old and her boyfriend was stone cold. In March of 1990, Pasadena, Texas police detective Suzanne Jackson continued her search for 14-year-old Regina K. Walters. The girl hadn't been seen since early February when she left a friend's house with her 18-year-old boyfriend, Ricky Lee Jones. The detective's only lead was an anonymous phone call made to Regina's father on March 17th. The call had yet to be traced. On the same night Regina's father received his call in Houston, her mother in Pasadena, Texas, also got a call. She recorded the conversation as police had advised. An unknown man told Carolyn to meet him at 6:30 the next morning at the local convenience store. He had something to tell her about Regina, and he wanted to say it in person. Without giving his name or description, he hung up. Carolyn called Detective Jackson, who told her it was risky to meet the man. When Carolyn insisted, Jackson said police would go with her for protection. From a distance, officers kept an eye on Carolyn as she waited at the convenience store for the unknown caller. She had no way of knowing if the man knew who she was, and her only hope was if he would approach her. She studied everyone who came in and out, and everyone who used the phone. Waited over 2 hours. The caller never came forward.
I mean, he was watching, bro.
2 days later, Pasadena, Texas police received the phone records for both calls to Regina's parents. They learned that the call to Regina's father in Houston was made from a gas station in Ennis, Texas,
freaking truck
200
stop.
miles northwest of where she was last seen.
At the
The call to her
Lowe's.
mother's home in Pasadena, Texas, was made from a payphone only a few blocks away.
At that particular time, it was obvious that we were becoming very concerned about Regina's whereabouts with the phone calls and the information that we received. We were pretty sure that there was going to be foul play involved.
Yeah, you knew she's gone, bro. She's gone. A solo trucker. You did all type of nasty stuff to that girl. It's a mess, man. It like I said, and this is the people. When women are going to the shipper, these are the people that you're around. Look at this.
In Texas. They determined the young girl's age and weight was close to Regina's. Detective Suzanne Jackson brought Regina's dental records to the medical examiner.
I went to the ME's office with my information. We did a comparison on some dental x-rays and found that this particular person was not Regina.
Months went by with no leads. Regina's parents feared the worst. On October 12th, two boys were playing near a dirt road in Manville, Texas, 26 miles south of Houston. Close to the road, they came across a wood pile. They found something they'd never forget: human remains. They ran home to tell their parents, who called police.
First of all, let's take the time that no kids don't play outside like that no more. We just have to look at that. No phones, no nothing. They're just frolicking. That's all they're doing, chilling. And they run into that. See, now there's bodies all over the place, but the kids don't go outside. You would never find that. The kid would be looking at a tablet most of the time.
Officers arrived and secured the area. They could not identify the body at the site. It was too badly decomposed, and there was no wallet or identification nearby. All police could guess was that the victim was a child or young adult. They hoped an autopsy would tell them more. The Pasadena, Texas detective traveled to the Harris County Medical Examiner's office, bringing Regina's dental records.
So you almost have a match right
The
here.
ME compared those records to x-rays taken of the corpse.
But then you get everything you can obviously.
They did not match.
It was a little disappointing, although we were very relieved that it was not Regina. Her parents at this particular point were concerned that we were going to be recovering a body and we were not going to be locating Regina alive, and they were ready for some type of closure at this point.
As the search continued in Texas through the fall of 1990, a farmer prepared to burn down his old barn in Bond County, Illinois.
He's gonna burn it down? That's crazy.
He hadn't been inside in years. The farmer climbed up into the hayloft to make one last check of the place. He looked through the abandoned building, but found only items long since discarded. Nothing seemed especially unusual or out of place. Then, something caught his eye. He looked closer at the strewn hay and saw a skeleton that appeared to be human. The farmer immediately called police. In October of 1990, as Detective Jackson hunted in Texas for 14-year-old Regina K. Walters, a decayed body was found in the hayloft of an abandoned barn in Bond County, Illinois.
He's all over the place.
Agent Mike Sheely.
Now we have to think. We got the first one came from California and ended up in Texas. He picked up another girl in Texas, and now he's gonna drop the body in freaking Illinois. How the heck can you catch something like that? Because mostly people, they just live near something, but he lives nowhere. I mean, he has a place, but in his mind, I'm in the streets, baby. It doesn't matter. That's why I said our industry, it makes a perfect storm of circumstances. I'm sorry, I'm trying to say that word. Circumstances that someone can do this, and they've been doing this for years, bro. This is from the 80s. There's another one for the 90s and the 60s and then the people no one ever knew, that's never checked. We don't know what happened in the 40s at all.
The Illinois State Police responded to the scene.
I had received a call from the local sheriff's office in Bond County, Illinois, and they had instructed me that they'd found a body in a rural setting near the Interstate 70, which is a major interstate that travels through Bond County.
Crime scene technicians conducted a thorough search of the barn. No clothes were found on or near the body. There was no wallet or other ID. They did find a single white thread close to the bones that seemed too new to have been in the old barn for long. Police photographed the remains from various angles. They found baling wire that matched the wire wrapped around the corpse's neck. Some hair remained on the head. Because the skull was so small, police believed the victim was probably a child. The people of nearby Greenville had not seen a murder in 10 years. The anonymity of this crime was especially disturbing. Police had no way of knowing if the victim was from the area or just dumped there by someone passing through on nearby Interstate 70. At first, they weren't even sure of the corpse's age or sex. Forensic anthropologist Mark Johnsey was called in to conduct an examination. He made several discoveries that helped Illinois State Agent Mike Sheely begin to identify the victim.
Mark was able to determine that it was a young female between the ages of 14 to 16. Her approximate weight, which was 90 to 110 pounds.
Yeah, that's her.
There was indication that her hair had been cut. The distal ends had begun to grow again, but the forensics had told us that it was recent.
The cause of death was determined to be strangulation.
Wow.
The killer had almost severed the victim's head by twisting baling wire around her neck 16 times.
That's what we found.
From the condition of the joints and vertebrae, Johnsey discerned that the girl was killed almost a year before. A forensic scientist analyzed the white fiber found close to the body. Maybe it would yield a clue to what the young girl or her murderer.
I mean, it's you know, first of all, let's give these people their credit so y'all can actually see the whole situation. You see that? I don't think y'all can see it. So y'all can actually go look at this documentary. Y'all can go to that documentary anytime you want to. It's called All Out Crime. I mean, it's... I've told y'all a million times, man. A million times. These dudes are freaking weird, bro. You don't know who it is. You should definitely have. Look at this. There's 1, 2. See? Yeah. Look at this. Trucker. Another one. You know, they're around, bro. They're around, and the freaking FBI, they know. They know. So it's one of them situations, man. You get in the truck, lock the truck, do what you're supposed to do. Don't be in nobody's face. Don't be none of that. You know, especially as a woman, because you don't know what you're running into. But most of the time they like people who are down and out. You know, like runaways and stuff like that. But it's a thing, man. It's a thing. It is a thing, bro. So protect your neck, bro. That's all you freaking can do.